See, this is what I'm dealing with. Just doing some thinking here on the calculations of this size of this. There's a leg. I need a bunch of legs. Does look like it wants to rain. Feels like it. Well, I want to cut some more legs, and then we'll assemble this stuff together, and you'll see what I'm doing here in a little bit. Hi everybody, Melanie is working on the garden while I am expanding the garden. Ah! Didn't think I used that many nails.
You have to ring the scissors here.
Yeah, we should keep one out here. No. Did I leave the tape measure here? Yes, I did. So the shelving unit that I'm looking at here is 13 inches wide, just from end to end. So I want to have the frame for the shelves just a little bit bigger than 13 inches. So I'm going to go 14. Oh, I could go 15 because then 13 could sit easily. Yeah, I'm going to go 15 on the outside of this. So that'll give me a solid foundation for the shelves to sit on. Excuse me, Melanie. And again over here, I'll double check my measurement real quick. Yep.
Wow, you have lots of nails.
Yes. Now, that, Melanie, I do believe that the fish will eat. So we'll keep that. That'll be worm compost and fish food soon enough. Alright guys, now what we have here is a raised shelf above the raised beds, above the salad bed that Melanie's working in. And then what we're going to have is these shelves up on top of those shelves going up to the ceiling, maximizing the use of our space. So, to make sure before I put in the rest of the legs and stuff, I'm going to take this apart, take off all the plants off one shelf and put it up there to make sure they sit up there nicely. And there, everybody, is what I'm talking about. All the way up. Now, of course, I'll need a ladder for the top, but that'd be for low maintenance items. we've got some seriously increased space in here now. Looking good. And we got the shelf here that currently is work tools, so we've got a lot of space in the greenhouse now for plants with the new addition of this big setup. So that's how I used my old greenhouse frame. It was garbage as a greenhouse, and now the greenhouse is in the greenhouse. And then I freed up all of this area over here for another one of these raised bed boxes. And then if I can find some kind of wire mesh shelving like that, I can build the same thing over here and really increase the space in the greenhouse. Just doing that opened up the greenhouse tremendously and took all the plants that were in my way. I've literally halved the amount of space I was using. So I'm very happy. Now I'm going to put 2 more legs into the middle of this, 2 more sets of legs, going down to the grow box underneath, just to make sure all the weight up there transfers down and that those 2x4 frames aren't hanging in the air. So I'm going to go cut them now and bring them in and put them in place, and then we'll be done here. I just removed about 20 nails from this board. So then I decided to fire up the camera, although it's getting pretty dark. It's getting really dark, I can barely see my markings. Now, I've got all the framing pieces I need. It's getting dark, so by the time I'm done, I won't be able to see anything anymore. I think I have, let's see, 2, 4 legs. Yep, I've got the framing I need to build this, put it all together. So I'm going to fire up the generator and the framing nailer, put the leg frames together for that shelf, that's the middle pieces. And then I'll go in and put them in, and I'll need light for that. It's pretty dark in there now. I don't know if you can see. I can barely see. I can barely see. Piece of framing. I'll go get a headlight so you can see what I'm doing. We'll take you inside. Hi guys. I got one piece of framing in right here. I used 2x6 just because that's what I had. I'm just using pieces of scrap, and that's what I had available. So that's what I use. So if anybody asks why'd you use 2x6 and 2x4, I was just scrapping in old barnwood. You know. Nice. I like a tight fit there. That's good. Very good. There it is. Doesn't look very straight. I'll have to straighten it up later. Well, here we have it, everybody. End of another day. I'll have to nail it in or screw it in or something. I want to level it off tomorrow and screw it in. But there is the addition to the greenhouse. Let me get my headlamp on. Look how dark it is. Now we can see, eh? All the way down from the lettuce box. Doesn't look so big on camera, but it's 60 inches right there. And we've got plants all over the place now. Look at that. And that doubled the windowsill over here, which gives me plenty of space for larger plants in that windowsill. And it also gave me this windowsill ledge here, which is great. Extra growing space. And of course the same thing over here. Extra growing space. And the camera is panning up, which is just what I wanted it to do anyway. Oops, slower. It was doing its own thing. It thought it had me. I wanted it to. All the way to the top. And we'll put little plants up there later. That'd be a good place for viney, droopy, hangy plants later on. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Unless something else comes up. Only last thing I'm going to do, but I don't have to show you guys. I'm going to spread the mulch that I got here in the doorway and put it up over here where I couldn't get it before and help keep the dust down. And that'll be a night. Oh, there's a peeping Tom. Ah, scary man. By the way, Chris, while you're there, I'm going to take people over and show them what you've been up to.
Alright.
If you don't mind.
No.
Yeah, it is a scary sight, though, I have to say.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, guys, let's go see what Chris has been up to, and then I'll come back and finish in here. This is a pretty sight. So, Chris, what are we up to out here?
I use my new jack to do a transmission mount.
Uh-huh.
Gonna take out the 6 bolts that hold the transmission mount in, and 2 what's called carrier bearing.
Uh-huh.
Has a 2-piece dry shaft in it. Where the 2-piece dry shaft goes, there's literally 2 dry shafts that are connected. It has a bearing in the middle.
Uh-huh.
And I got to get that apart. Jack the tranny up, slide the old mount out and the new one in. I might have to drop the cross member, but we'll see.
We'll see. And all this just to replace a transmission mount.
Yep.
Which is why we got this truck for scrap.
Yep.
Because, and we literally got the truck for scrap.
For what we got this in for, man,
It's gonna be a beauty.
even if we, I mean, this thing's more actually roadworthy.
It could be made to go on the road again, right?
Yeah, but this is a perfect farm vehicle.
Yeah, it's gonna be good for us.
Yep.
Well, all right. Well, thank you, Chris. We ended up keeping a truck in the end. The guy gave it to us for scrap. Chris and I think a couple $100 and we'd have this on the road if we wanted, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. So we have that option to consider for winter driving.
Yep.
But the transmission mount was broke, and the original owner thought it was the transmission.
Yeah.
Because it was in third gear, it was really slapping and banging.
Yep.
Chris, first thing when we brought this home, we borrowed it for a while, and then first thing when we brought this home, Chris says, "Oh, it's a transmission mount." Right?
Yep.
So I had my eyes on this for a year, and he finally gave it up.
Yeah.
But it needs a little bit of a loving and care besides that. Yeah, but otherwise we're going to use it for hauling stuff around the property.
I mean, the body's solid.
Yeah, I don't see too much rust.
No.
Not really.
I
No
mean,
holes.
That little bit of stuff up in front that's
Just a little bit right
common.
here. That's just a little bit.
But where the master rot is on these are either your body mounts rot out on,
Uh-huh.
and here where
They've already replaced it. Now, how are the mounts on this?
mounts are perfect.
Good. That on my other truck they were shot, sadly.
I would say that's a common problem. in New
Yeah,
York.
that's sad. All right, Chris. Well, thank you. He's going to be out here working. It's a warmer night, finally. and he's going to be working on that until he's tired. And then this probably, he figures, a 2-day project just because Chris isn't very fit.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
So I'm going to finish up in the greenhouse, everybody, and call it a night. Yeah.
Anybody ever needs a good jack? 99 bucks at Harbor for Tractor Supply.
Tractor
Jack
Supply.
is awesome.
Well, that is, Chris was skeptical, and we were looking at jacks together, and Chris wanted to get himself a decent jack, and we were at Tractor Supply, and I said, well, how about that? And it was $10 more than Harbor Freight, but you know what, Chris?
Yeah, I'm
probably about a lot better quality. Yeah,
yeah,
right? I think you're going to be happy.
Yeah. Like most jacks don't have the handles here so you can grab it and carry the jack easy.
True.
Plus when you're under the car and you gotta adjust it, you can pull on it a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Place.
That's true.
It's got dual pistons so the jack actually goes up quicker.
That's good. And the handle, you loved how the handle...
Yeah, the handle, there's pull it.
You can pull that out and show them.
Yeah, you just...
To dismantle it, it's a push button and a pull.
Push it.
Of course, there.
And
then pop it back in.
Yep.
And
Like
Chris really likes that. And then the base comes out almost as easy.
Yeah, you just got, instead of pulling the bolt out every time, you got thumb screw. You just unscrew it and you pull
And it pops right out. That's good. So Chris is happy with his new jack. And we're going to have a farm truck.
Yep.
Alright guys, let me get back into the greenhouse. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, no problem.
One last thing. Melanie did manage to save some of the violets. I don't know if you can see the colors of them and the beauty of them in this light. But she saved some of our violets and some of our pansies. I think those are pansies. We'll show you again probably in another light. But these were on the rock and had been saved from freezing by the rock. And so we have a little bit of color out here. I know the violets are edible, definitely edible. And I'm not sure if these are pansies or not for sure. I gotta double check on that. But if they are, then we can eat them as well. I thought there was another flower in here. I'm not sure. I thought she saved a few. But we got stuff all over the place here. I'm still looking around. Still sorting stuff. Well, anyway. Oh, there it is. Yep, there's another violet, a purple violet. I knew there was another flower in here. So, we got a few violets and some edible flowers and some color in the greenhouse. Alright guys, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Talk to y'all later. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Coming from the Off-Grid Greenhouse, the Winter Greenhouse. Good night.